Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, where today we'll be going over the third update of my Chicago O'Hare Model Airport series. Today's update will solely focus on the Star Alliance gates, which right now is combining the satellite terminal along with Terminal 1 into my geminijets terminal. And I just said terminal 3 times in one sentence. Because of this, the next update will only feature Terminal 5, which is the international terminal. I'm just trying something different, and I think it will be beneficial because it will make you guys be more excited for the next ORD update. Anyways, I think that's enough introduction, so let's get into it. We start off here at the right side with this United 777-200 in the Star Alliance livery, which is currently fueling up for its flight to Orlando. This flight used to be operated on both of United's 757 variants, but since the winter season is rolling in, the legacy carrier has had to adapt to this route's high demand. Speaking of the flying pencil, next up is this United 757-300. This aircraft is unloading cargo as it just came in from Denver. If you're unaware of the event, United has just received their first few A321neo aircraft and have recently completed the inaugural flight for the plane. On the 30th of November 2023, United completed its first flight for their new plane from Houston IAH to here, Chicago ORD. I'm not sure why they changed the date, which was originally December 14th, but what's nice is that they gave this occasion the flight number UA321 in observance of the aircraft type. The A321neo will of course be replacing the legendary Boeing 757s in United's fleet, which does disappoint many fellow aviation enthusiasts. Continuing along this line of aircraft is this United 737-700, which is loading some baggage for its upcoming service to one of United's more unsuccessful hubs, Cleveland. And after that, we have a new addition to my collection, which is this stunning United Airlines 737 MAX 8. I've been waiting to get my hands on a new United 737 for a while, and I'm super happy it was this MAX 8 because I actually just recently flew on this aircraft type and airline to Washington's Dulles Airport. The reason it was so memorable was because it was my first ever flight on any MAX aircraft. Anyway, this aircraft is currently undergoing catering operations for its flight to Toronto Pearson. Moving on, we have yet another MAX aircraft, this one being the UA 737 MAX 9. Right now, it is also undergoing catering ops for its flight to Fort Lauderdale. Now on to one of the gates shared with other Star Alliance members, we have this Lufthansa A3 which is right now not only significantly delayed, but is still loading cargo for its flight to the airline's HQ, Frankfurt FRA. This happens to be one of the original airport update series on my channel, so feel free to check out its dedicated playlist, which I linked in the description. It's nice to finally have a proper aircraft to pair with this route, and I'm super happy to have picked up this model, since right now my only other Lufthansa widebody is the A350-9, which only serves out of Munich. And then squeezed into a makeshift remote stand behind the A340 is this Air Canada CRJ900, which is undergoing some emergency maintenance as the pilots had a little, oopsie with one of the horizontal stabilizers. Just as an FYI, this didn't actually happen in real life, I think, but the model just broke like melted butter. Of course, being me, I decided to make a joke out of it instead of getting upset over the obvious lack of quality on the glue used during production of the model. Because the reality is that things happen, and sometimes it's just better to laugh it off. Following that, we move on to the taxiing aircraft. Leading the way is this Lufthansa A350-900, which is currently being rerouted to a holding area while they wait for the delayed A340 in its supposed to be ramp. Is that the Christmas nightmare of air travel? Season, I smell? Right behind that A350 is this American mainline A320-200 and is currently being tugged to its gate as it just arrived in from Philadelphia. Next to the A320 is this Delta A220-100, which is taxiing to one of ORD's million runways for its flight to Boston. And way in the back, just turning onto this segment of the taxiway, is this FedEx Boeing 767-300, which is also taxiing for its own departure. This one is to Memphis. Moving on to a temporary regional concourse for our One World Tiny Jets, which serves mainly CRJ and Embraer aircraft. First up, we have this Air Wisconsin CRJ200 in the retro livery, which has just boarded its passengers and completed catering for its service to Fort Wayne. Following that is this American Eagle CRJ700. This one is currently unloading cargo and awaiting a bus for its terminal hopping passengers as it just arrived from Rochester. Now onto the other side, we have this American Eagle E175, which right now is preferring a ground power unit over its APU. Once catering arrives, this aircraft will be boarding for its flight to Syracuse. And as the final aircraft for this update, this Alaska E175, which is operating on behalf of SkyWest, is currently pushing back for its usual flight to Boise. Anyways, that is going to be it for this week's model airport update. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad to be inputting a larger amount of United aircraft since that's the airline I fly the most and hopefully the one I fly for someday. As always, if you've made it to the end and enjoy content like this, and my laughably cringe jokes, consider subscribing to my channel where I try to post every week. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to next time. Until then, fly safe.